everybody. Old Roger D here for Channel Donstar, and wow. I should be happy at the end of this film, but when it all comes down to it, what does it all mean? I mean, it's pointless. It's pointless. I just finished watching. Thank you, Hamant. Thank you. My buddy, I believe, I don't know where he's even at. Please write down below. Are you in India, or are you an American Indian? He sent me a beautiful, nice, long message on my dongle review, and he suggested me a bunch of movies, which I all have. I got them all now, so I'll be watching them, and a lot of them are starring Amir Khan, who is the father in Dangal, which I want to say I also linked to another channel. If you go into my IMO Reviews playlist, or it should, yeah, that's probably the best way to get it. You'll see this great video of how that actor, it's called Fat to Fit or Fit to Fat, something like that. And it's about how this actor, Amir Khan, had gained weight for the role in Dangal, and how he lost it and became muscular again. I just watched him in a movie the other night. I have notes here, and I'm watching him, called Ganjini, which is like a weird little, it's kind of like a cross between Memento and a murder mystery, and it's phenomenal again. It's phenomenal. I'm constantly being blown away by Indian cinema. I don't know what, maybe I'm just getting tired of the American spoon-fed tripe that's out there, and I need to see foreign film. I went through this years ago watching J-horror. I needed to see not only horror, but Japanese films and China films. And then all of a sudden I kind of like, okay, I'll give that a break, and then go on and watch Hollywood crap. And then I watch that, and then I get to a point where I'm just tired of it. Right now, Hollywood is imploding with all this crappy superhero crap, which I have no desire to watch. I am done with it. I am done with all the superhero crap. It's the same movie over and over again with different wrapping. It's the same candy with different wrapping. I mean, there are good movies, and now it's November, so there are going to be some really good, those Oscar movies are going to be coming out. So that's that. But this thing, Hamant had this on his list, and he even said in his little message, try to watch this one first, because really I've been, out of the 15, maybe 20 by now, Indian films I've been watching. I'm not doing IMOs of all of them, but they all seem to be very, at least the ones that I'm seeing, the trailers on YouTube and the popular ones, they're all action-oriented or comedy or mixture of both, revenge films, things like that. Nothing really deep and serious, other than Dangal. Dangal was humorous in some parts, but it was a great story, a great a tale, a true biography of these daughters, and But this okay, this one, and you can see in the title, this is called The Attacks of 2611, which is basically November 26th, which took place in 2008. This is not a documentary. This is a movie created with actors pretty much depicting what happened that day, and it's horrifying. It's pretty damn freaking horrifying. And the only other movie I can kind of compare it or equate it to is United 97, which is the movie about the terrorist attack on the World Trade Center. And we follow United 97 and those people in that plane, and how they're on the way to the White House, and how they foil that plan and end up sacrificing themselves. It's that type of a... Out of all the Indian films I've seen, this is the first one that was so tension building, gut wrenching, wanting to turn away from the screen, but still just so captivated by brilliant filmmaking. I mean, for what's happening on the screen, people will say it's totally gratuitous, because it's just these set pieces of where these 10 terrorists went to and blew people away and murdered them. And it was a restaurant, a popular restaurant, then a hotel, and then the train station, which the train station got to me. And then a hospital, and it all happening. There's 10 guys that basically hijack a fishing boat and go to Mumbai. This is where all the attacks took place in 2008 in Mumbai, and all take place in one night. And these guys spread out with these AK-41s. I'm not sure, but the machine guns. And they went to all the big places they knew there were going to be crowds. And their mission was to kill as many people as possible. I believe, and I might be wrong on this, under the word of Allah and the Quran. And I don't want to get into the politics of it, and even in the religion of it, and even in the opening credits they say this is apart from religion and politics. This is what happened this day on all accounts that the witnesses had seen. And we pretty much follow the Joint Commissioner of Police, who's played by Nana Patkar. I don't know his character name, but the actor is Nana Patkar, or Patkar. I'll have his picture and his name there. And I don't need the notes anymore, because I don't want to talk too much about this. This movie was released totally uncut. From the director, who I didn't write down, but it'll be down here, who the director of this wonderful film is. This horrifying, gut-wrenching film. In the opening credits, when I saw no animals were harmed in any way, I kind of got like a chill down my back, going, where is this going to go? And it goes there. And it's what's worse, an animal or a child of 3 years old? You know, it is just horrifying. And here in America, me being in a little suburb of Illinois, where we're the most crime-ridden state in the entire United States, thank you. I'm not even going to mention mayors or anybody, but we have the toughest gun laws, but yet we have the highest murder kill count of any state in the U.S. It's just freaking nuts, man. It's freaking nuts. And we just recently had a church shooting in, oh God, where was it? Tennessee? Texas, I believe. And you know, you hear of shootings, you hear of the Las Vegas shooting, you hear of the idiot that was on in New York running people over, these different attacks. And watching this movie, which was released uncut, and like I said, most people might think it's totally gratuitous by showing the violence. It's almost selling what happens during that time, and it really impacts you more than you can imagine. Horror movies, they say, the less you see, the more you imagine the horror. And you've seen movies like Heat or Scarface or something like that, where people are just being blown away by guns, and you're like, action movie, yeah. When you see something like this, that is based on a true incident, a massacre that happened all in one day. 166 people dying, 238 people injured in the attacks of November 26th of 2008. It's horrifying. And when you see these 10 killers just go out and they use grenades and guns, and they go to these places, and things are happening so fast that the police can't keep up. And when the police do eventually catch them, they just get caught up in the fire. Can I say this is a great film that everybody should see? No, because, if your aesthetics about life and murder and violence are very tender, you probably shouldn't see something like that. If you open the paper and you read about the massacre in Texas in the Baptist church, and you're just in tears, and you don't need to see this because you already have conjured. But if you're someone that's used to movies that are extremely violent and fictional, and you kind of read that story and you're like, okay, yeah, some idiot went in there and shot people, and your conscience is like, well, yeah, that was like Scarface, guy went in there, blah 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 blah, But you watch this, and like I said, being that it was uncut, and they show things, but they don't show things, but they certainly imply a lot of things. There's a scene with a baby that's just, you see her crying because her parent is dead. And she's crying and crying throughout this whole scene. And the scene ends where you hear a gunshot and the crying stops. And you don't see it, but it's there. And that just is... So anyway, really great movie. If you're a movie fan, definitely see it. If you're an emotional sap like I am, you might want to avoid it. Again, I have to thank Hamat for suggesting this, and I know now why. Probably because he heard that I was watching all these goofy action and comedy in Indian films, and I needed to see something really, really serious. He also suggested Dangal, which was just wonderful and brilliant, which everybody should see, definitely. No violence in that. But I have a whole bunch, and I'm going to watch some more of those. And I'm sorry, it's such an emotional film. Like I said, like United 97. When I watch that, I usually watch it once a year around the time of September 11th, and I'm like this at the end. But where that movie is kind of heroic in a way, even though those people banded together and took down the plane before it reached its destination. Like I said at the very beginning of my review here, this just doesn't have any meaning. Even though you're supposed to be happy that something happens at the end, it still means nothing. It really doesn't. Because what's done is done, and it's still going on in the world, which is rich. There's a brilliant scene at the end of this where the main character, the commissioner of police, the actor Nana Patekar, talks to one of the killers, one of the assassins, and he's just talking to him about the Quran and what it means and how it could be misconstrued and believed in another way. And it's a brilliant scene. It is so wonderfully done, and it hit me. It really did, and it really helped me understand other things that are going on in the world, with the terrorism that's going on in the world. So yeah, let me shut this down. It's old Roger D. Donstar Game. Not on my game channel. Okay. Check out my game channel. The banner will be right over here. Go watch an old fart play games, video games. Old Roger D on Channel Donstar. Thanks for watching IMO Reviews. If you have the gumption, is that really even a word? If you have the strength and just want to see a fantastic, based on real life drama, my God, watch the attacks of 2611. Search it out. Again, these movies I'm getting, and I don't know if they're on Blu-ray or DVD or streaming or Netflix or what. But find them, check them out, watch them. This one just, I had to restart this because I couldn't get by starting it before I started this. I just burst into tears. So yeah, this was. I need to watch a comedy now. Come on, I need to watch something else. And Haman told me about Three Idiots, another movie, and a movie called PK, which looks like a lot of fun. And I might throw that in next because I need something to change my palette of all this dread and tension and, God, horror that resides in our world today. Still to this day. So thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see everybody in the next video. All right, everybody. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Oh, Roger D here on channel Donstar. I don't even know where I'm at. Um, you know, I should be happy at the end of this film because of what happens, but I can't freaking talk. In the end, it's all meaningless, That one scene got me, man. I gotta do this again. I gotta start this again. Oh, fuck. Rewind. Rewind. Get in position.